Hey guys, Wrestling Throwdown here. I'm Healy, this is Joe, and we are going to talk about Raw. And I apologize for my voice, I am losing it, I know, but we'll make it work. So, my opinion on Raw, I don't think it was awful, but I don't think it was good either. It had its moments where I guess it could have obviously been stronger, where they could have made different, they could have gone about it different ways. And they chose not to, so, I mean, what do you expect?
I felt like it was a status quo kind of Raw. I actually thought they had a successful Fastlane, and that at least the path to WrestleMania was clearer. I thought it actually got muckier after this Raw, believe it or not.
Yeah. Yeah, it just seems like they're just, I don't know, they're just not certain on some of the matches yet, and I mean, Randy obviously is still technically a heel now, and he was supposed to come back as a babyface, so who really knows?
We open up Raw, and Randy gets these huge babyface reactions. He came back at Fastlane, huge babyface reaction. He's got the Stone Cold Steve Austin kind of shirt. He's looking the part. He looks a little skinnier. He looks like he's ready to go, and then they turn him heel, and he's just gonna listen to H. I know you got your notes over there. I was unsettled how this played out.
Yeah, it was just, the Authority came out and obviously said that Randy needed to just forgive Seth and everything, and that they did what they had to do, and that's what happened, and they're ready to forgive him. They were like, "Oh, we'll forgive you," and I was just like, so he's just gonna let them talk to him like that? But
This is the legend killer. This is Randy friggin' Orton, the guy who has the malice. He's the Viper. He's the apex predator, and he's gonna let Triple H just essentially be his spine. I don't get it. I felt like how they made Randy look really did not help Randy's character at all. The fans are ready to like and support Randy and to do this swerve. Just like the fired guy angle, I think they overthought this one. And I think it's going to hurt Randy at the end, just like it hurt Dolph and Ryback with the fired guy.
yeah, and obviously him and Seth made up, and they shook hands and everything, and Stephanie obviously took a shot at Seth and Layla.
Yeah.
I don't know if you caught that, obviously.
I
guess
caught that
that's
one.
his punishment. Is that supposed to be his punishment every week from a certain time, that he's going to have like a little thing that, because Dolph had it last week, and now I just think it's kind of ridiculous. I don't know.
They might as well turn it into a work. It's better than have them drop the money in the bank or do something real drastic with it.
Yeah, that's true. So they make the main event, Seth and Randy versus Bryan and Roman. And that's pretty much all that really happened in that segment.
Yeah, it was an anticlimactic opening of Raw. And speaking of Daniel Bryan, we got no further clarity as to who his opponent may be. None whatsoever.
Yeah. And it looks like it's not Dolph anymore, because obviously it looks like he might be going in a triple threat or a fatal four-way or whatever they're going to do with that.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just, I don't know. Like you got WrestleMania and there's no spot for Daniel Bryan. Like, was he gonna fight Vince? Like,
I'm sure he's gonna do something. Either Sheamus is gonna come back, or who knows. I guess this week was just to make Roman look stronger and keep him as a face for right now, anyways. Because obviously he's still that cocky face. Anything can change, I guess, after WrestleMania, but I don't really see him turning heel now.
Not until WrestleMania. Once WrestleMania happens, especially if Brock stays. Now, if Brock stays and they do the double switch, I think we won't get as much of a Goldberg-Lesnar reaction. Because let's not forget about that. Reason why they booed that match to shit was because both guys were leaving the company, and both guys didn't try to have a good match. They just kind of went through the motions.
Yeah.
So, if Brock's going to stay on, I think I've said this in the past. There's money as him in a babyface. Especially like if you have this year of dominance, and then Paul Heyman takes it all away because he sees more money in Roman Reigns. Brock could definitely be.
I think it also depends on if Seth cashes in, too, because obviously with Seth being a heel, if he cashes in on Roman, who's a heel, I don't know. I think it would be fine, heel versus heel match, but you know how WWE is.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Dolph Ziggler versus Bad News Barrett, and obviously Dolph Ziggler won. And R-Truth was on commentary too, and he says that he obviously beat Bad News Barrett too. So this this could possibly turn into a fatal four-way at WrestleMania. My problem with this is they're given this opportunity to R-Truth all of a sudden, and it's just like he's been a jobber forever. You never see him, and now all of a sudden he's gonna be in the upper mid-card level at WrestleMania. I think that's kind of crazy for a title.
I got no problem with Ron Killings being in an Intercontinental title. It's a fatal four-way, a ladder match, whatever they decide to do. I got no problem with him being in it. I mean, look, he's entertaining. He's a company guy. Ever since he came back from TNA, he's really been loyal to the company. He's in his mid-40s. He's got to be retiring soon. So this is probably like kind of a thank you to him. Like, oh, like you've been with the company for so long. Here's an IC match. And I mean, it's fine with me, but it is funny that R-Truth's path to WrestleMania is clearer than Daniel Bryan's with 4 weeks ago.
I know, isn't that just crazy? I do like Dolph Ziggler in it, though. I think it gives it more to the match, and I think that it'll be a bigger victory for Dean when he does win it.
Ziggler, to me, really helped resurrect the IC title to prominence this year. It's a shame that a lot of his runs got cut short, again, in anticlimactic fashion. And I think he deserves to be in this match. Better than the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. At least Dolph could have a good match where, I mean, you got guys like Ambrose in there, and even R-Truth can still work, and Barrett. I mean, there's a lot of elements in there. You got 4 guys who could wrestle, 4 guys who could all talk in their own way. I see this being an entertaining match, an entertaining build.
Yeah. Primetime Players versus the Ascension. Primetime Players won, but obviously, I don't know if you would really call that. I'm defeated.
Yeah, weird because now Ascension's undefeated streak's over, and I got no problem with them losing and WWE making them earn their title shot. Seems like with Kid and Cesaro winning the titles, Ascension getting a tag title shot wasn't going to be in the cards for Mania. So, I mean, hey, it builds up the primetime players.
I think this feud's going to happen for a few months, too, because then, obviously, once this feud happens, hopefully it'll build up both teams, and obviously they both can go for the titles, you know?
Now, correct me if I'm wrong. This is a thought I had during this match. Was it just me, or was I almost expecting Titus to turn on Darren during that match? Or was I the only one?
I really didn't think so, just because he's been here for a while. I feel like it would have been stupid, especially since Darren Young's back and everything like that. I think they're there to stay. I do. I think they knew they made a mistake breaking him up, so I think they're there to stay, and I think they're, they knew they had a great tag team, so they put them back together, which was smart on WWE's part.
I hope so. I just feel like they missed the boat. I mean, I love the primetime players, and I'm glad they got back together, but I just feel like they missed the boat a little bit. I just could have been a babyface this whole time waiting for Darren to come back. Instead, he's been treading water in Slater Gator. I've said it before, I don't think Titus is a future world champion, but I think he's entertaining enough, like an R-Truth, to have a spot on this roster for quite a few years. He was involved in the Mike Strahan thing and other things, so I just thought it was weird. Darren Young, if you notice, he didn't even tag in Titus at all. And he seemed like he was trying to do it all himself. At least that's the vibe I was getting off it. He was like, "This is my ring. I'm back." And he seemed like he was trying.
Maybe he was trying to prove a point to WWE. Obviously, he's pretty pissed at them right now. They're trying to. I feel like they're trying to almost like give him stuff and try to apologize for it. And obviously, he felt like he couldn't voice his opinion.
Have you heard the Twitter gate going on between Darren Young and WWE?
Yeah, with the whole opinionated thing and how he's trying to share.
Yeah, they went to a country, I think it was Abu Dhabi or something, which it's illegal for gays to be out in public and for women to be out in public. A very, behind the times, if you will, kind of country. And Darren Young, not on his private account, but on his WWE Darren Young account, made a post about it. WWE made him take it down. And I was like, why not just post it on your personal page, which is like Fred something. And he does have a personal Twitter, to my knowledge.
Oh,
his real name's
I didn't know that.
Rosser, I think, or Rosser, Fred Rosser, I think is his name. And why not like take your opinions to the personal? Because WWE was like, look, you can't say that because it's a corporate account. So I understood why WWE needed to take it down. And look, business is business. They're going to, this country, it is what it is. When you go to other countries for business purposes, sometimes you have to deal with the customs of the other country. So that's what's been going on behind the scenes with Darren and WWE. And I don't know, it's just weird.
Yeah, I feel like they almost do feel bad for it because he was trying to say that, it was obviously discrimination and they're trying to make it look like, oh no, we were just, trying to do what was the professional, obviously, way to handle that. And,
It's what it is. I mean, I feel like it's one of those situations I can understand where both the company and Darren is coming from. But, it could add some muckiness there to Darren Young and WWE's relationship. We know how they go. Well, all it takes is something small and minute for a relationship to get ruined with that company.
Yeah. Alrighty, Roman Reigns promo. Obviously, Daniel Bryan came out and he congratulated him. And he was pretty much, they were both obviously still both faces and everything like that. Roman kind of looked surprised. And a lot of people said that this was a good promo Roman cut. Like I said, he's definitely getting better with his talking. I think that this kind of cocky gimmick that he has is really working.
It sounds more. It sounds like what he would actually say, what he would actually project. Looney Tunes promos and the suffering sucker, all the other stupid crap they were having him say. Just the writers overproducing. And I've been saying this over and over again. The biggest problem with WWE is they overproduce stuff. That's why I think they're running into issues with the Randy Orton storyline and the fired guys, because they've overproduced it to a point where they book themselves in a quarter, and then they got to do something extreme to book themselves out of it. Case in point, Fastlane.
Yeah. And it does make him look a lot better, especially since Paul was kind of like, oh, I have faith in you and everything like that. Like he pretty much said with the whole John Cena thing. But, obviously you're fighting a beast. If it was anyone else, my money would be on you, blah, blah, blah. The same thing he pretty much said with John Cena. Like, obviously John Cena's the man, but obviously he can't defeat the beast.
I mean, once again, another home run by Paul comes out. It was disappointing Brock wasn't there. I will say that. I was hoping to get at least a stare down or something.
Yeah, he was supposed to be there. I guess they're saving his dates. That's what they said. So
it is what it is. But I thought once Bryan left and Paul came in, and, again, with Bryan, it's anticlimactic because we don't even know where his direction is going to lead. But that's a discussion for another day, I guess. But with Roman, yeah, I mean, Paul's doing a really great job of making Roman look as strong as possible. He really is. He did on the Raw after the Rumble where it was snowed out and they had the interview segment. And he did it again last night. I was really impressed with how Paulie conducted himself. And, like, look, you would have beat Austin, The Rock, and Hogan, and Triple H, and Cena. I love the last 13-year line with Cena. But he's like, look, you're running into a different animal. And it's the truth of the matter. And if we do see a double switch where Paul going with Roman, he certainly has respect for Roman, so it's certainly believable that he can do that. And Paul has a history with Roman's family, going all the way back to Rikishi and the Head Shrinkers, and when I think Paul managed Rikishi when he was part of the Samoan SWAT team in WCW.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. Like I said, I really do want Paul with Roman. I think it'll help him. Yeah, obviously Roman is getting better with his mic skills, so he doesn't need it as much now. But I still feel like that little push will help him get on the right track.
Paul Heyman, you exclude the Curtis Axel and other, Cesaro and other, mid-card guys they put with him that were unsuccessful. Every man or better they put with him is bettered for the experience, whether it be CM Punk, whether it be Brock Lesnar, Big Show, Kurt Angle. So I see no reason where Roman can only benefit from being paired with Paul in the future.
Yeah. Tag team rematch for the titles. Obviously, this ended in a DQ.
Natty
and Natty obviously getting hurt. So obviously, I don't know if obviously she didn't put the blame on Tyson or anything like that. They acted like they were sincere, both him and Cesaro, and they were like, "Oh, are you okay? Are you okay?" and everything like that. And obviously, with her taking her husband's side, obviously she's probably gonna just let this brush past her. And so, like I said, I still feel like he's still using it against her. I feel like something's gonna happen with them eventually through this whole thing.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that, but I could see them completely brushing it under the rug as well. I thought Natty was really hurt the way this segment played out. They got me on it because she was looking strong. She pushed Naomi down. She shoved Uso off the rope for the disqualification, which is like, look, like Naomi, yeah, she got Tyson's feet off the rope again to stop her from cheating, but Natty directly got involved with the match. Not like Natty. This is the new time.
Yeah, so she was, yeah, like I said, and this is what they needed to do for a while now. They needed to turn her heel, but I also see them going with the whole her costing the match accidentally one time and them actually losing the titles eventually, and that might play out into, obviously.
What I see is that eventually Kid and Cesaro are going to be baby faces, and Natty's going to be the bitter old heel out of this. I can just,
that would be interesting, actually.
People want to like Kid and Cesaro. They're they said on commentary they probably are the most exciting tag team to be paired and come around and be featured since the Usos. I mean, they're doing a great job. Really happy that they look strong and they retain the titles in this rematch. And I think we're going to get a 3-on-3 WrestleMania match. Usos and Naomi versus Natalya and Kid and Cesaro.
Yeah, because that can qualify as their Divas match too. So
yeah,
obviously
we'll probably have that, and then hopefully like Paige finally beating Sticky Nikki. Other than that, not too much.
Yeah. Jack Swagger versus Stardust. Now, where is Zeb? Like, seriously? Did they just kill him off? Or, I mean, first of all, this is like the first time we've seen Jack Swagger in forever. He started off with a good push, and then they kind of jobbed him out. And now he's appearing random again. He gets a random victory, obviously, with Goldust helping him, but off of a distraction, but still.
I mean, at least look, at this point, it's sad. I know you like Swagger. I got respect for the guy, but he seems to be kind of a glorified put-over guy with this company, and I really don't see him advancing much. Like, the feud with Rusev was a chance for him to maybe advance. People got involved with him with the Real American stuff, but that's simmered out now, and, I just don't see... I see Swagger maybe leaving this company within a year, or even less, maybe even with the spring cuts coming up. I don't know if Swagger's going to make the cut with all these guys in NXT.
Did they even do a spring cleanup last year? I don't even think they did.
Oh, no, they did. Remember they cut 10 guys?
Oh, yeah, that's when they cut, yeah, Drew. Yeah.
McIntyre and all those guys, and CM Punk, apparently.
Yep, and I'm really worried about Heath Slater, too, in that this year. I mean, I feel like they do use him and stuff still, but, like, I just, for comedy purposes, but I feel like they don't know what to do with him anymore.
Let's see. I'll throw a few names out here. I agree. Slater could be on the bubble. I think Titus O'Neil could have been on the bubble had the primetime players not been reunited. So that's good for him.
Curtis Axel, I was going to say, but now since they're doing this whole WrestleMania gimmick thing, he might be safe now. They might be trying to do something with him now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, Axel, again, he was on the cut. They're finally finding something for him to do, so that might keep him on TV for a little while. But let's not forget, people who got cut. They were people who were on TV, not just jobbers, your Brodus Clays, your 3MBs, your Oxanas, so they have no qualms in cutting someone who's featured in a program or is on television.
Definitely. They were going to get rid of Rosa Mendez, too, and then she got into Total Divas, so I guess unless she's on the next season of Total Divas, she might be cut, too.
I hope so. I mean, it's even on Total Divas. It's becoming really awkward to watch her. I think
she's not really getting a good storyline in. Like, they don't really have much to do with her.
I think Paige and Foxy have looked a lot better on that show, and their natural personality coming out.
Cameron needs to go too, but I don't know if. Hmm?
Who needs to go?
Cameron.
Oh, well, girl, bye. Yeah. That goes up.
Yeah.
The problem is Cameron, like, her and Eva Marie are actually at the Academy Awards Sunday night representing
Yeah.
WWE Divas, so they seem to be really spokeswomen for that show, and we know Eva ain't going anywhere.
Oh, I
So
love Eva. I don't care what anyone says. I love her. I really don't care.
I think she could be the next Stacy Keibler if she just had something good on national television to feature her with.
Yeah. Well, like I said, she wasn't hired to be, a wrestler. He hired her for obviously other purposes and everything. So you can't blame her. It's not like she was trained to be a wrestler, and she's still training. She's still training to be a wrestler. She's trying to get better. So I definitely have a lot of respect for her.
I thought she was finally getting better before she got hurt, before the whole incident that they talked about on Total Divas with their breast implants. I felt
one of my friends knows her and Jonathan. He's actually close to them. I guess he told me that she's still sick, really sick right now. So I don't know if it has anything to do with that or if it has something to do with what did she have the first season where she said she couldn't have kids and stuff like that? So I don't know if that's acting
with her ovaries. So she had that going on, and then she had plasma from her original breast implants essentially leaking into her system, which could have killed her. So I mean, she had a lot going on. So, I mean, rest up, and she'll be back. I'm sure Total Divas will play up her recovery, and she'll be back, and hopefully, get featured out of it.
Yeah. And obviously, Stardust and Goldust, obviously, continuing their little thing. Nothing special there.
I think that's one of the better storylines they got going. I really do. I've been enjoying it. I like how Goldust is trying to save Cody from the Stardust thing. I like how Cody's become now a heat chant towards Stardust, and that's the king. Like, you want fans to have these chants. I mean, remember Cody Mustache was once a chant? Like, you want to have the fans get involved, even if it's silly and quirky, and that's why I think people like the Usos got it figured out, like, not just with their in-ring work, but they know how to get the crowd involved, and that's a little hidden secret with some of these wrestlers, like, who are having trouble getting over. Find ways to get the crowd involved. Got Rikishi in the Hall of Fame, damn it, and the Bushwhackers. Haley, your thoughts on the Bushwhackers going in the Hall of Fame? You have an opinion on this or no?
I don't really know much about them. I'm going to be honest. Hopefully this isn't embarrassing.
No. Not at all.
Hopefully it's not as embarrassing as Jake the Snake Roberts.
No, not even close. I mean, the Bushwhackers, I think they're a better candidate than Rikishi, if you want my honest opinion. I really feel like Rikishi's a glorified mid-carder, and the only reason he's getting in is because of the Usos and his ass, quite frankly. Like, he was a mid. If you're gonna put him in, who's next? Val Venus, D'Lo Brown. Like, you're gonna put every attitude, Godfather. You're gonna put every Attitude Era mid-carder in. You know what I mean? There's
some good mid-carders that they definitely could put in the Hall of Fame, but
Owen Hart, the New Age Outlaws, maybe X-Pac as part of DX. There's other Attitude Era guys they could, but not everybody. I mean, we're too cool.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's supposed to be special for a reason, so.
And I'd like to say I think the reaction is a bit much, the overreaction to this. I feel like the reason why people are reacting so harshly to the Bushwhackers going in is because we get Macho Man, which is like, oh, finally, like, our hearts are fluttering, especially us.
Yeah, so they think it's going to be, like, an amazing one. And I mean, you usually have your kind of weak ones, and then you have obviously your big ones. Like, Kevin Nash is supposed to be in there, too, and he's supposed to be inducted by Shawn Michaels, so I think that's cool. I like that.
I figured Triple H or Shawn would induct him, and that makes sense. I mean, Shawn brought him into the company as Big Daddy Cool, so that only makes sense. And Nash is a very strong candidate, world champion in both WWE and WCW, obviously one of the founding fathers of NWO. Nash is without a doubt a Hall of Famer. So, I mean, that'll help. But I think the problem is you should have put Nash in, like, ahead, or DDP, or another guy who had been rumored to get in who's a stronger candidate. So, to essentially have Macho Man. And then the next three announcements be Arnold Schwarzenegger, okay, celebrity, whatever. There's worse celebrities in there. Rikishi, which I have a bigger problem with than the Bushwhackers, just because I think he's literally a glorified mid-carder. And the Bushwhackers, there's other tag teams who deserve it more than Bushwhackers. I feel like Demolition, whose name's been mentioned multiple times on WWE television recently, would have been a smart choice. And they're both still alive, just like the Bushwhackers.
Yep.
I would have went with Demolition over the Bushwhackers. However, and I just want to say this for the record, I think people are forgetting how entertaining the Bushwhackers really were. I would put them on a level higher than Too Cool and Rikishi in terms of entertainment value. And I would even argue that a team like the Bushwhackers really gave rise to help form sports entertainment as we know it now in its more sports entertainment form. They were sports entertainment. Yeah, I mean, they were good. They were a good tag team. They won tag team titles in multiple different promotions in the 80s and 90s. But they were entertainment, licking people's faces, doing stuff with Bobby the Brain Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon, the stuff with the animals. My best friend Steve, friggin' the Bushwhackers, licked his face at a ticket thing when he went and got tickets to a Royal Rumble or something when he was a kid. So I mean, they were they were part of the wrestling culture. Even when I didn't watch wrestling, I knew who the Bushwhackers were. So I would like to say, and this goes to a lot of people, your Chris Soriano, I know, did a video on it, and some other people who've been really sore about this. I feel like the only reason why we're reacting so much is because this class, besides Macho Man, looks weak. So if they had snuck in the Bushwhackers or Rikishi, say one of the two, say the Bushwhackers, knock Rikishi out of it. And they already have Kevin Nash or DDP or Rick Rude or Owen Hart.
Yeah, it would have looked a lot better, yeah.
It would have looked a lot better. Well, look, even last year, I mean, you had, Ultimate Warrior, but you also had Scott Hall and Jake Roberts.
Last year was phenomenal. I loved it last year's.
Before that, you had Mick Foley, Trish Stratus, Booker T. I mean, they've really, set the standard to, maybe they're just running out of people. So they're just...
Yeah, who knows? I mean, a lot of these people need to retire anyways and go to the Hall of Fame, but...
Yeah, big show. So... Yeah, but I don't have a big problem with it. I just, as someone who actually remembers the Bushwhackers, I feel like a lot of people who watch wrestling today really don't even remember the Bushwhackers, and that's no disrespect to you or anybody who didn't watch the product in the 80s or 90s. It's just, a victim of the times. You know what I mean? Like, are they as iconic as a Jake the Snake Roberts? Absolutely not. You know what I mean? Or some of those stars, Scott Hall, Ramon? Absolutely not. However, I mean, there's worse tag teams that are in, and Coco Beware's in, so it goes down to the Coco rule, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, there's been some bad ones, so...
Yeah.
You're not going to like everybody that goes in there. That's pretty much...
Next year is going to be a lot bigger in Dallas. I think we're going to get the Freebirds finally. I think we're going to get Undertaker and Sting going in the Hall of Fame together in a retirement match. I think we're going to get a lot next year to make up this year's kind of underwhelming card.
Well, last year was, like I said, really phenomenal, so I don't really have a problem with...
That was the other one. You got Bruno and Bob Backlund, too, 2 years ago, besides Booker and all of them. So you've gotten a lot the past 2 years. We got Macho Man. Be nice to get Rick Rude or Owen, but I don't think they want to put in 2 or 3 dead guys in one class. So that's why I don't think a guy like Bam Bigelow or Rick Rude or Owen or... those all deserve to be in. But.
Yeah. John Cena promo. Obviously, just him saying that he wants a rematch, and obviously that Rusev was a tough opponent. Pretty much he said, obviously, what he says all the time, being John Cena. And Rusev pretty much said that he doesn't deserve a title shot, title shot. And, obviously, we're going to get it anyways, so it doesn't really matter.
I felt like Cena did okay with his promo, but he didn't really know how to explain the loss. I felt like he was borderline making excuses, which is not who John Cena's character is, who John Cena as a man is. It's like he was trying to blame Lana, but he didn't exactly articulate it. It didn't come out right. He didn't say oh, Lana, you got involved. He was passive aggressively kind of blaming Lana. and saying that Rusev's a loser. But Cena, by doing that, I thought came off as a sore loser. Oh, you freaking loser! Like,
Yeah,
hey,
well, this would be the time to obviously turn him heel, but obviously that's never going to happen. So,
I think we're going to see him on more limited schedule coming up. Maybe a
yeah,
Shawn Michaels.
and that's good
Taker.
too, you know, because the U.S. title doesn't need to be defended anyway. So if he wants to take off a month or two or something like that to rest his eye or something like that, you know.
Dean didn't defend it for like a year, so it's all good.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all good.
Exactly. Paige and Emma versus the Bella Twins. I don't even have anything to say about this.
It doesn't deserve any mention. I mean, you're going to bring Emma back to television just to kill her in 2 seconds, and Paige can't even get in the match. I will say, Paige has had so many frenemies with Alicia Fox and AJ Lee and this rotating cast of people who've been her tag team partner. Why don't you just let Emma be your tag team partner?
I know,
let
they're
Emma
like
be your...
best friends in real life anyway, so it's like...
Emma's the perfect sidekick for Paige. She really is.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why not just
they're both
have that
very
role?
lovely. They got good chemistry together, definitely.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't... And with the
Still
Bellas...
punishing her, probably.
Get over it! That's what I'm talking. We talked about that earlier with Darren Young. Little things with this company. I mean, it's been over almost a year since freaking Walmart. Get over it. Give the girl a shot or fire her. One way or the other. You got plenty of girls in NXT who deserve the shots. Sasha, Charlotte. I can go on and on with that conversation. But either do something with her or fire her. Don't just waste her. That's my opinion.
Yeah. Ryback versus Curtis Axel. Now, these two obviously were supposed to be best friends. You know what was so funny? I didn't even notice it. I wasn't even thinking about it until, like, the match was, like, almost over. I was just like, wait. I kind of was, like, thinking, like, wait, weren't these two tag team partners? And it's funny because... Yeah, I know. Isn't that sad? Obviously, they're doing this thing with Curtis Axel, this WrestleMania thing. So, like I said, he might be safe now. Maybe they found something for him. Maybe he can make it work. I don't know how far it's gonna go.
I'm gonna drop some truth on this situation. Curtis Axel better thank God this is 2015 and social media's around. Because that's the only reason why he's getting in this storyline. Because people on social media were like, oh, Curtis Axel didn't get eliminated. Ooh. When this is storyline has happened a million bazillion times. Maven, Vince McMahon. I mean, so many people who got eliminated, spot taken, but didn't come back. I mean, please. So if there was no Twitter or people on social media to be butthurt about that, which I don't even know why they were butthurt. It's not like Curtis Axel was doing anything. Look, I'm happy for the guy. And you know what? Finally, here's a storyline for him to not be Mr. Perfect's son, to just be Curtis Axel. And do something with it. He's got the Axelmania shirt on instead of like the ripoff.
And we lost Joe. But yeah, I agree. It's I feel like it's almost just like he was a jobber and everything, and now that he's gotten all this Twitter stuff, that he's obviously getting a storyline, and I feel like what would happen if obviously they didn't do this? He would obviously be in one of those people who would be fearing for his job loss right now, but who knows?
And I will say, Axel and Ryback, they got great chemistry. I thought the promo was a good back and forth, and they obviously tagged for the better part of a year, and, Ryback kind of had his comeuppance, and Axel really hasn't. They never really officially split. They had a thing on Superstars that they were like, oh, you go your way, I go my way, and it was respectful. You know what? Andre the Giant Battle Royal, again, Curtis Axel, R-Truth, have matches at WrestleMania. Daniel Bryan doesn't. What the fuck is going
on? Who do you want to win that? Who do you think should win it this time?
Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
I think Ryback's probably going to win it. I have a feeling.
He's got to be the favorite. I mean, there needs to be something for him, and I feel like that's probably the perfect thing. Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Cesaro won it last year. I definitely don't see Cesaro winning it again. I'm going with... I don't know the full field yet, obviously, but at this point, I gotta say that Ryback's gonna be the favorite, no doubt about it. Oh, did Haley freeze here on Wrestling Throwdown live on YouTube, Google Hangouts? Subscribe to the Wrestling Throwdown page, of course. I believe we have one match left, which is the main event for Monday Night Raw. It was Randall Keith Orton and Seth Rollins versus Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. I actually did not see this match. That was the one match on Raw I did not see. And I was not upset I didn't see it, as I'm very underwhelmed at the direction they're going in for Randy Orton. Again, overproducing, overthinking. Why not let the guy just be a baby face and build, start plucking off each guy from the Authority week by week, just like he did with CM Punk's new Nexus a couple years ago. Take out Big Show, Randy Orton punt. Take out Kane, Randy Orton punt. Take out JJ Security, Randy Orton punt.
Okay, sorry about that. Oh, my computer overheated and it wasn't even hot. So I don't know what the hell was that. But yeah, I definitely see Ryback winning this. If not Ryback, I really don't know. Maybe Damian Sandow or Mizdow, I guess I should say, just for him to get his push, and for Miz, maybe he can throw Miz over the top rope.
If they don't have a one-on-one match, Mizdow would also be a great selection.
Because I don't think they're going to. I think it's going to happen where one of them's going to eliminate the other.
Yeah, I mean, there's just too many matches already. There's no spot for them. I know it's 4 hours, but Goldust to Stardust is all but a sure thing. You're going to have 2 tag team split-up matches. It's a little much. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I've got to say either Ryback or Mizdow, probably my 2 favorites for it. Again, like I said, I don't know the full field, so we'll see when the full field's announced.
Yeah. And obviously, main event: Seth Rollins and Randy Orton versus Daniel Bryan and Roman Reigns. Now, obviously, Daniel Bryan was kind of like being a little bit cocky and tagging himself in. Roman didn't seem to mind. He was laughing. He was kind of smiling and everything like that at the end. When Bryan tagged himself in and got the victory, he didn't seem to mind. And obviously the same thing with Randy and Seth. Obviously, Randy was closing in on the victory. Seth tagged himself in, but Randy obviously took that kind of hard. Obviously, he didn't like that. And then the whole thing was just pretty much a mess. After, Seth got pinned, Randy acted like he was going to punt him in the head, and instead he RKO'd, was it Jamie Noble? Yeah. And Randy helps him up, helps Seth up, taps him on the shoulder, and leaves the ring. And Seth and the Authority are just in there in shock. So I'm not really sure what's going on with that whole storyline.
I think overthinking it. Sometimes simple is better, and that's why I've really liked NXT lately. And look, here's what you could do with Randy Orton versus Authority storyline. Do how they did Randy Orton versus CM Punk's new Nexus storyline, which led to CM Punk versus Randy Orton at WrestleMania. Have Randy methodically take out members of the Authority week by week. First, you take out JJ Security. Randy Orton punts, take out Big Show. Randy Orton punt, take out Kane. Randy Orton punt. Now all that's left is Seth by himself in a one-on-one matchup at WrestleMania. And that's what the fans want to see. It's simple booking. Randy Orton's that kind of character that can pull it off. He's already done it. I mean, you can thank him for Bray Wyatt because he's the one who killed off Husky Harris with a vicious punt. I remember because I was there.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to go about it if they're really going to do that and everything. So, and he can act like, he's still whatever. But I definitely think that something's going to obviously progress this week because next week, because obviously it's now less than 5 weeks away, so they got to do something soon. So
you disappointed we didn't get Undertaker this week? I know I saw Josh was upset about that.
Yeah, Josh was upset about the whole thing. I mean, I felt like he was supposed to, but I definitely see him next week. I definitely see next week because if he doesn't come next week, I have no idea what they're doing.
He actually, The Undertaker, there was a post going around on social media on the crew pages today. I don't know if you saw it. I know you're a member of the bunch, by the way. Join the Wrestling Throwdown crew page.
Mm-hmm.
Cheap plug, bang, bang. But Undertaker has a like page under his real name, Mark Calloway, and he made a comment responding to Bray Wyatt. He's got the whole world in his hands, question mark. So, at least that's some kind of acknowledgement from Undertaker. Will be here this week.
Definitely. But yeah, this Raw was, I mean, it wasn't, like I said, it wasn't horrible, but it definitely wasn't amazing either. So
the first Raw on the road to WrestleMania, the first post Fastlane Raw on the road to WrestleMania, it left little to be desired.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I hated it as much as Josh and some of the other internet hated. Like I said, I'm 50 on the Bushwhackers getting in the Hall of Fame, where some people just outright hated that. Overall, it could have been better, and the Randy Orton storylines really pissed me off, and I hated what they did with the women, so those two moments really stuck with me in terms of crappy. I did like Mizdow got his little shine there in the little promo, and he was like, "Thank you, Miz. Thank you. I'm getting opportunities now." And Miz kind of had the button.
And that's technically the truth. I mean, that's totally the truth. Like, I feel like if he wasn't, Miz's stunt double, who knows what would have happened? He still would have been, lost his spot. He wouldn't have been getting this push now. So, as much as people hate the Miz, you definitely can thank him because he's gonna help him get his push.
It was the perfect pairing. I knew it when they did it, and it's really.
Yeah, I wasn't. That's what's so funny about it, because I was kind of like on it, and you were really for it, and obviously everyone else was for it. I guess it's just because I still really don't like Damian. I'm not gonna just change my mind about him just because everyone else loves him.
No, and I
did that with Daniel Bryan too. So Daniel Bryan did change my mind. I didn't like Daniel Bryan at first.
Going all the way back to when he was in the Independents, and I've interviewed a lot of people who have worked with him, and he's a New England guy. So some of these New England guys, like New England, we're very loyal. Like Sasha Banks. Did you see how much posts on New England from New England people for Sasha Banks after she won the title? You see, we respect our own. With the exception of John Cena, we respect our own.
Very nice. All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to follow us on Twitter. And don't forget to join our Facebook group, The Wrestling Throwdown. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.